Bodine 52 here, out for a little run this morning, and I thought I would talk about the Sena 10C or the Hero GoPro 4. I'm wired up with both of them, and I am currently connected to the Sena 10C for both voice as well as video, and I just want to do a little comparison and see which one looks better. The Sena 10C is on the left side of my helmet, and later you will see that the Hero Silver 4 is connected to a chin mount on my helmet. So I look forward to seeing which one is better. Obviously, the advantage of the 10C is really one device. You can also talk to other riders, your passenger, while taking video. Will not be able to do that, at least talking to others on the GoPro. I do have the GoPro 4 wired into my helmet temporarily, so we'll see how the audio works as well as the video. This happens to be one of my favorite roads, and I'm going to use the 10C on this road, and then up here in a little ways we will take a peek at the GoPro and compare. I'll look forward to getting feedback from everybody on that for sure. For those of you that have seen a couple of my previous videos where I've been on this road, I talk about the cemetery. The cemetery that I want to ride my motorcycle in because it has the most beautiful view on top of the hill overlooking the countryside. So, have not been up there yet. Was wondering if it was disrespectful, but many followers have said you got to do it. So that will be probably a separate video here in a while. And of course, when I'm trying out this, I get behind a minivan on the way to soccer practice on a Saturday morning. But that's okay. We'll still get a good idea, hopefully, of the picture on the 10C, which is where all of my videos up to this point, at least my motorcycle videos, have all been on the Sena 10C. I have used the GoPro 4. Obviously, it's a little later version. I know there's a 5 and a 6 out now. And I normally have only used the GoPro 4 when I go four-wheeling, which is something I do with a bunch of buddies every spring in a place called the Hatfield and McCoy Trails in West Virginia, which is just a riot. Alright, we got rid of that. So I will tell you the Sena 10C has been good to me so far. I got a 20S for Mrs. Bodine, and that's been good. Being able to chat a little bit, which is nice. Going for a little ride later today with another moto vlogger and his bride, and I'll wait to talk about that until I get Mrs. Bodine on the back of the bike a little bit later for our meetup. But just needed to get out. A week full of travel, got back late last night. Nothing starts the weekend off better than this. So, a couple more miles on this road, and then we'll do a switch over and see if the 10C works. They seem extremely popular. Even some other buddies that I have rode with that had older versions of some sort of communication device that no longer work are starting to say, boy, the more we ride, let's get these. So we wonder if they'll work when we're up in the mountains riding four-wheelers and dirt bikes and stuff. There's a lot of loose gravel on this road for some reason today. And see how the reception works. I think they're supposed to be good up to maybe a mile. But, you know, when you're up and down mountains and around corners and switchbacks, and we'll have to see how that works in the springtime. But we'll definitely be set up and mic'd up. I will tell you, with that group, it's probably, I'll have to get one of those rated R stickers to start the video, because you know, 6-7 guys riding in the mountains in West Virginia after a night of a few cocktails and probably half true stories. Sometimes it can get a little dicey for the team, or for the group. So I'm hoping the Sena 10C need a little coffee this morning. There's my cemetery. I'm telling you, I'm going up there. It is coming out good. It is a beautiful blue sky morning, which is super nice. So we should be able to get a fair enough look at how it looks and compared. There's part of me that says I should probably turn around to give the a fair share to the Hero GoPro 4 view, but I'm not going to do that. I'll just take another road that's a little less windy and probably not as pretty of a route as this, but will give us some sort of view. Alrighty, folks, that is going to be it for the Sena 10C, and now it's time for the GoPro Hero 4. Alrighty, folks, we are now on the GoPro Silver 4 in our comparison on the GoPro 4 versus the Sena 10C for both video as well as audio. I do have the GoPro 4 on a chin mount, as well as wired into underneath the full face helmet that I have on, so I can have all these contraptions on it. So we're going to take a ride out here and just take a quick little view and see if which one we think is better. You know, I will tell you that I have heard that the GoPro quality is always better than the Sena 10C, but obviously the advantage of the 10C with both the easy audio in one device, the video, as well as the ability to talk to passengers and fellow riders, is why I would assume that most use it. It's also why I use it as my primary vlogging type device. So not as picturesque of a view as I had mentioned than I was just on a few minutes ago, but hopefully it'll give us a good idea of what they look like. So I will tell you that the videos that I do on the GoPro 4 when on a four-wheeler in the mountains, it's a little dusty. If you can keep the lens clean, I will tell you that it's pretty good photos, pretty good video. You know, I did not, when I made those videos, have any audio to it because I really wasn't doing any type of vlogs then, and none of my buddies had communication devices at the time, so it was just all video stuff. I will say that when you're it's probably good that there's no video there, as I mentioned earlier. It's a little salty with some of the guys, but I will say that also you're riding over some potentially dangerous areas on a four-wheeler and riding over some rocks and like boulders, and so sometimes there's a little pucker factor, if you will, and sometimes maybe a little cuss word comes out. It is a beautiful Saturday morning, a great day for a ride. Like I said, I've been out of town for most of the week traveling and business, and as I got in at 7:30, 8 o'clock last night, and this morning I looked at my grass that looks like it's 5 feet tall. Okay, not really 5 feet tall, but tall for me. I'm like, I'm gonna ride a lot today before I cut the grass. And I'm one of those grass guys that likes my lawn manicured and taken care of, and so be interesting to see if the GoPro 4 audio is picking up the Screaming Eagle pipes or not. I'm not quite sure if it will or not, but hopefully it will. I know there's a lot of other people that are a lot more experienced at this than I am that have different types of devices and different camera equipment and all that stuff, and I really just do this for fun. Really just do this for fun. And do appreciate folks that listen to me ramble on. And I will tell you that I had one of my videos, I think a week or so ago, is the first time Mrs. Bodine has been on the bike and trying to figure out what we were going to call her. We call her Mrs. Bodine, call her D. Her real name is Donna. Call her DD because that's her initials, but I guess she doesn't like being called DD, so I'm not going to do that. I don't think she really cares that much, but so I asked some of my some folks that follow me what they think, and got a bunch of different advice, and I definitely appreciate that. So I think we're staying with Mrs. Bodine, but we shall see. We shall see. All right, I am going to do a quick little turnaround here. Head back to my place, and hopefully this video gave you some sort of idea if you're trying to make a decision between both of them. And I definitely appreciate you checking in. Hope it helped. As always, if you like the content in the video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up for my ego. And if you'd like to subscribe, I'd appreciate that as well. Bodine 52, thanks for taking this ride with me.